He says, "Call, my friend. You can call as well." Is that should be a thing between us and like Battlehawk people? It's like, "Call." Well, call to you. Call to you. As we greet each other. People have asked about season ticket sales and how they are progressing. There has been no official word, and I cannot get exact numbers, but there is a way of getting an estimate. I have asked around, and I have gotten no responses, by the way. If you could go to Ticketmaster's site and add a ticket to your card, it will show up with a GA number. These are grouped in 1,000 increments. So if you see a GA1, that means they are selling the first 1,000 tickets. Now, keep in mind that it's still very early, and advertising push has not pushed hard yet. Basically, the only people setting down deposits right now are the diehard XFL fans, like this guy. I have my DC Defender season ticket holders in. He says, with that in mind, here are the results he pulled on September 14th. So this was about 5 days ago. Las Vegas and Orlando are both at G1, have sold less than 1,000 copies. But that makes sense, as he says, because both teams are new. And I agree with you. That makes sense. Arlington, Houston, Washington are all at GA2, more than 1,000 deposits, but not quite 3,000. That's me. I'm one of those guys. Arlington, I'm surprised. At Houston, too, I'm a little surprised by there. San Antonio, the new kid on the block, is a GA3. Excellent start. New kids on the block. Yeah, that's good. Seattle, which remember, I believe Sam Schwartzstein had mentioned somewhere on Twitter that no one was a fan of going to Seattle, but Vince wanted to or something like that, and Seattle turned out to be a success. I think that was him. He says Seattle is a GA5. During the 2019 season, Seattle had the second largest attendance, and it looks like they may repeat that unless San Antonio kicks it into gear. And finally, St. Louis, home of the Battlehawks, is currently a GA. Are you ready? Any guesses? GA15. That means St. Louis has made approximately 50% of all XFL deposits so far. That is why caw is the law. That's what he says. I expect come game time, the other cities will fill their lower bowls with roughly 20,000 and it'll be fine. But now you know why we expect to fill the dome with 40,000 plus fans, all led by superfan Mother Hawk on the 50-yard line of the home field side. This is Don checking in. Another caw is the law. Caw to you, my friend. Hope to hang out there. But yeah, December, that is just going to be, and I think this works out better for the XFL to have these, the tickets kind of with the Battlehawks not being able to kick off the season. I think this just generates so much. I think you drop, if San Antonio or Seattle is there, probably I would do San Antonio because the whole AAF thing. Maybe they would do Arlington. I mean, Washington, D.C. as maybe that first week. Again, but I would go, stay away from D.C., man. It's cold. I wish D.C. started in March and not February. Because we are the coldest, really. St. Louis would be cold, but then you're talking March. Seattle, too, potentially. Now that we're out of New York. But I think San Antonio in that dome would be your first place to drop that first game, that first home, a new city, excitement, and then maybe then go with a DC one, or I don't know. But if St. Louis, that's going to be a ticket, that March 5th game, no doubt. And I totally want to be there. And I'm just guessing that it will be there. All right, finally.